Good afternoon, everyone. Um, can everyone please hear me? Okay, shall we start? Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our online engagement session for the Downback and Westwood Planning Initiative. We appreciate all of you taking the time to join us today, despite of your busy schedule. My name is Asta, and I'll be facilitating this session along with my team members. We have Steven as the moderator, Monica as the session recorder, Caitlin as the live poll facilitator, Harkirat, Eden, and Hedu as the note taker for our session, and Derek as the time checker. Yeah. So, this session with the stakeholder and the expertise from various backgrounds is an opportunity for us to connect with the community, share the updates on the planning process, and most importantly, hear your ideas, thoughts, and concern about the future of Downback and Westwood Terminal. For this, we have come up with some of the agendas, um, which I'll be sharing you through PowerPoint. Okay. So this session is about 1 hour and 30 minute session, which we have divided in this way. Like for the welcome and introduction, 5 minutes, and we will be doing the website tour, which will be on the overview and the downback and digital terminal. And this website tour we can do on the 10 minutes break right after this. And after that, the website will give you the some of the ideas regarding the list suit and down back areas. And after that, we will be conducting the website tour, sorry, live poll session, which will be for 30 minutes. And this will be facilitated by Caitlin. And as we have the two sessions for the engagement, we will be giving 5 minutes break for people to take some rest and then stretch up for in between the session. And after that, we will be doing the survey questionnaire session, which will be for 30 minutes. And during the survey questionnaire, we'll be giving the time card, like for the last 5 minutes. And after the survey questionnaire, we'll do the closing session for the session, which will be like 5 minutes. Now, for the website tour, to start off this session, we would request you to go to the link sent on the chat box. I hope everyone got the link on the chat box. Okay. Uh, the link is about the website. This video will help you gather some of the information on the drawn back and list to terminal. Hope you enjoy the video for the next 10 minutes. And Kathleen will join you for the live poll session. And yes, if you have any queries and questions regarding our session, you can put up the questions in the chat box. We'll get back to you for your questions. Enjoy your break with the video for 10 minutes. Thank you.
Hey everyone. So if you could come back to the chat if you are online. Did everybody get a chance to look through the website? If you guys need a few more minutes, just let us know in the chat. Everything good? All good. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to our next part of the engagement. If you could all take out your phones and scan the QR code, or if you would like to do this part of the engagement online on your computer, there's also a code you can join here at slido.com. So I'll give everybody a minute or two to get on here, and then we can start our live poll. Okay, if I could get some thumbs up in the chat when everybody has signed on. Okay. Okay, awesome. So it looks like everybody's in, and Monica also posted the survey onto the chat as well. So if you're joining a little bit late, you can always use the link or the QR code that is posted in the chat. All right, let's get started. So for our first question, we have, okay. What do you like the most about the Lacewood-Dumbreck area? So this can be only a few words, or you can write a few sentences if you like. Just to get us started. Oh, lots of trails and forested areas. Here's our first trails and like parks. Lots of people with different backgrounds. We're getting a lot of parks. Many services around, many trails. The location of the community, it's great. Seeing the common, the mainland common being mentioned a few times. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I think feel free to keep adding on. We're gonna have a little bit of a discussion about this question. If anybody who put their answer in the poll, would anybody like to unmute themselves and talk a little bit about why they put what they did for what they like about Lacewood-Dumbreck? You can either put up your hand, write in the chat, or just unmute yourselves. If anybody would like to go first. Anybody? You can raise your hand also in Teams as well if we don't want to all talk at the same time. I just don't want to make sure I'm missing anybody. Yeah, Bridget.
I said that I like the location because I think, connectivity it's hard to replicate somewhere else. So like, look, real estate, location. That's like the most important thing. So I think that's a good aspect of the community.
Braden, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I put lots of trails in heavily forested area, but something I just thought about now was how central it is to so many other suburbs, and it feels like it could be a future hub of some kind. Yeah.
Yeah, we have Lacewood Terminal design here. in the Canada Game Center. Would anybody like to speak to that about the specific venues within the Lacewood Dumbrack area, why they like them? Yeah, Nancy?
I feel like Lacewood Terminal has a lot of opportunities for its future. Like right now, it's not catering that much population, but like in the future, we can look forward to much more footfall. And because of it, I feel like the initial design is very good, and it can be improved in a it would be easy to improve it since it has such a accessible design, I would say.
It's a great point. Anybody else? Talked about trails. Is there anything? Oh, Kate Wagner said in the chat, I like how the site is laid out, and I think it holds a lot of potential for the area. The foundations are laid, but they just need improvements to make the site ideal. I think there's a lot of that in the answers. Somebody mentioned lots of facilities, services nearby. Could anybody speak to the trails and why they like them, or the green space? Because there's a lot of answers here about the parks. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our second question. So the opposite, what do you like the least about the Lacewood Dumbrack area? In same format, so you can write a sentence or a few words, anything you like. Too many cars, yeah. Lack of connectivity. Big road, small sidewalk, car, yep. Feels very clustered. And the library is not big enough. Connection among land uses. Transit isn't on time. Yeah, transit terminal with the grocery store, definitely. Topography, yep. Lack of nature. Oh, people do not seem to have thought through the design. More of a passing through versus the living area, how to move cars the fastest, not move people. Very good point. Parking space at the commercial areas, like commercial zones, yeah. Private vehicle focused area. There's still some people typing, so I'm gonna let them finish up. If you have any other ones you wanna add in as we're talking, please feel free to do so. Very separated, yeah. Okay, so it seems like all these answers, a lot of them have to do with cars and the car-centric design of Lacewood Dumbrack. So would anybody like to put in the chat or say a few words about what they don't like about the car-centric design? Yeah, Kate Walsh.
Okay, yeah. So I said the car centric because the road, it's just really long and noisy and the cars go fast and it doesn't make it a very like inviting space for people walking. And also there's a lot of parking lots that take up a lot of space when they could be used for something else.
I think you're muted, Caitlin.
That would make sense. Thank you for letting me know. I was asking, what do the rest of you not like about the car-centric design? If you want to build on Kate's point. And you can always put it in the chat too. A lot of people said cars. Some people said, who said it feels very clustered, not to single you out, but that was an interesting point. Does anybody want to, said it was clustered? What do you mean by that? If anybody just wants to speak up.
I said that. I guess clustered in the sense of it feels thrown together, like especially Lacewood area, the commercial, it's just kind of thrown in there. There wasn't really anything thought out when it went in the commercial space more so than the rest of it. But that's kind of what I'm leaning to in that way.
Yeah, I think thrown together was something that a lot of people said. Thought through the design was one comment. Distance and disconnection of land use was another comment. Does anyone want to speak on that, the disconnection? Oh, Sarah said in the chat, I find the area relatively barren, has a lot of features, but they seem disconnected and lack life. There's a lack of nature and trees, which makes it less welcoming, especially on that one part of the study area with the shopping center, especially, I would say. Doesn't feel safe to walk, very much so. Does anyone want to talk about maybe transit? And there's a few things about the buses and sidewalks. The sidewalks weren't big enough. Who said that one? Yep, Brayden.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to be echoing what a lot of other people have said, but it just doesn't feel like I'm wanted there if I'm just walking around. Like it's not a space that's meant for me or designed for me if I don't have a car. And that I think gets even more exacerbated if you have like a mobility device. It takes up a lot of space as well. So there's that.
Yeah. Kate said HRM transit sucks and never runs on time. Agree. Anybody who takes HRM transit knows that. Jared said, I wish there was more amenities at the transit terminal, like a library or other municipal services. It's definitely something that you can see in the area. Okay, so seems like we know what we like and what we don't like about the area, more importantly. We'll be moving on to question 3. And this one's a different one. So we want you to rank the following design elements by the level of importance. So 1 being the most important and 7 being the least important in your personal opinion. I'll give you a few minutes for that, or a few seconds. Ooh, farmers market space at number 1 right now. Very interesting. For parks, farmers market has gone to number 6. Farmer market's at number 7. The transit terminal. Yep. Really continues our conversation about transit in the area. Yeah, new artistic space is at number 7 right now. New cultural space is at number 1. Oh, tied for number 1 is cultural space and improved transit. Okay, I think everybody has gotten their rank in. So just to read over this for everyone, tied for number one is a new cultural space and an improved transit terminal. At number 3 or 2, I guess, is improved parks generally. 4, more accessible trails, so paved. 5, improved bus stops, then farmers market spaces, and then new artistic space. So anyone who put improved transit terminal or new cultural space at number 1, can you speak a little bit about why you put it at number 1 and why that was the most important, you think, for the area? Maybe even about why you think it's been tied. Oh, wait, never mind, not anymore. Improved transit terminal is pulled ahead to number 1. So why would some people choose new cultural space over the improved transit terminal or vice versa? Know a little bit about that. Bridget, yeah.
I think it kind of depends on how improved, in what way is the transit terminal being improved, because that could, in my head, I put them both high up because I thought they could be one space. Like it could be a transit terminal with a cultural space or with some of these other options. Yeah.
Yeah. Braden, you want to add on to that?
Yeah, sure. I'm totally biased. I will admit that when it comes to arts and culture spaces. But I do think, trying to look at it objectively, there is existing transit terminal facilities where there isn't really kind of anything in terms of arts and cultural spaces. I agree with Bridget, though, that there is an opportunity to combine these two. It doesn't have to be a one or the other. But that's kind of why I prioritized arts or cultural spaces, because there's not anything there currently.
Yeah, that's fair. Kate Walsh also said in the chat, if transit terminal is better and more inviting, people might use their cars less. So that is true. That was our number 1 complaint about the area. So transit terminal is a good solution to that. If there's anyone who had a number 1 or a number 2 that was less popular, like improved bus stops, farmers market, or new artistic space, could you say maybe why you put that higher at number 1? If you had a less popular number 1 than other people? Oh, okay. Green says nothing will work unless buses run on time, and that is true. So, bus timing advocate in the chat. Did anyone put new artistic space or farmers market as their number 1? Brayden? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
for the reasons that I said.
Jared, yeah, did as well. Okay, awesome. All right. Does anybody have, oh, okay, green 2, think farmers market. Yeah. They are. Essential areas of exchange. Does anyone want to respond to that? Do we think farmers markets are more essential than we give them credit for? Could be a better location than the pier. Yeah, better for farmers to bring their goods than driving all the way through the city. Yeah, awesome. Does anybody have any dissenting opinions that they really need to get out before we move on? Or is everybody sort of in agreement? It was kind of neck and neck there. There's the improved transit terminal, cultural space, and improved parks, accessibility on the trails is pretty much neck and neck. I think maybe one more person voted for improved transit terminal. Sounds like a flexible space for cultural spaces. Yeah. Farmers markets are a great place to meet people. Definitely. All right. Well, this leads very well into our next question, which is what form should a cultural space take in the Leeswood-Dunbrack area? We have a few already here, but this is a word cloud. So if you keep repeating things, try to keep it to 1 or 2 words so that we can see which concepts are the most popular. Pop-ups, farmers market, Multi-use cultural space, farmers market, gaining traction. Gaming venue, interesting. Outdoor gaming venue. Festival space. Pop-ups have come up in various forms a few times. A lot of things about being interactive. Rentable, interesting. Gaming venues have placemaking, very nice open spaces. Yeah. Seems like entertainment, stuff being flexible seems to be an important theme. Multicultural. Having seating areas, somebody mentioned that. Being free. All right, so I think that's mostly everyone. So the biggest one we have here is rentable multi-use cultural space, which is crazy that that's the biggest one, given that it's such a big word. But our general theme seems to be that we want flexible, modular cultural spaces. So does anybody want to say anything about that, about what they chose and why they chose that? Anybody? Oh, yeah, sorry, Brayden, you have your hand up.
Oh, I didn't mean to actually, but I can talk because I.
Yeah, if
obviously
you would
put
like
up
to talk,
this.
you can.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like even just across the board in all of the various engagement sessions before this, it seems like we are all kind of on the same page of having one building that serves multiple purposes would be the most efficient use of both space and money. And especially if it's a municipal building, there's the potential for it to be, if not free, then heavily subsidized, and could just serve a multitude of different communities and purposes.
Yeah, I think that goes along very well with a lot of what's been said already in the chat and in other engagement sessions. Matt said in the chat, if it's only a single use space, it restricts the amount of people who want to go, definitely. Or if it caters only to a single community, the same kind of restriction occurs. Sarah said, I think placemaking is really important. Creating safe, welcoming spaces for new or long-time families to meet people is essential. Yeah, these should offer multiple uses and be free. Kate Walsh says, I put free because whenever it is, all people should be able to go and enjoy it. And Kate Wagner said the pop-up style venues allow for flexible events. So free was something else that was talked about in various forms in the word cloud. Does anyone want to talk about that at all, about maybe the merits of free versus paid events and what that could look like in the Laceward-Dumbreck area? Maybe what the benefits and constraints could be for both of those models. Lower median income than anywhere else in HRM or elsewhere in HRM. Excludes a subset of people if there's a fee to go. Free or pay what you can events to allow more people to attend them. Yeah. Let's see what else was said. Farmers market seems to be also a very popular cultural space that we would like in Laceward-Dumbreck. You guys could pull on your expertise a little, maybe tell us a bit why. There was a bit of discussion in the chat, but I'd love to hear some voices if anybody's willing to turn their mics on. Anybody, you can raise your hand or you can just unmute yourselves.
I think having the option for like smaller spaces for short-term rent to community members, whether that's subsidized or whether it's just a fair lease rate, would give people the opportunity to trial a business idea that they have, or to kind of, because it's a big investment to go and lease a space for 5 years, and hopefully people will show up. And so if there's spaces where people can be flexible, rent short term, and attempt to do something for like themselves, that could be a good way to encourage the community to come out and do different things and different businesses, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. That seems to be a very popular opinion among everyone here in the call. All right, so on to our next question. Also a ranking. So number 1 is most important. Number 8 is least important aspects of park space. You could rank those. And we'd love to hear from people in the open and green space groups afterward about their choices. Accessible paved walking trails seems to be in first. Accessible parking is last. Yeah, okay. Oh, a couple more people.
I don't know whether you can throw more light on the integrated performance piece for me.
Integrative as an option?
Yes, maybe whether you can throw more light on it, I'll really appreciate.
Yeah, that refers to sort of what we were talking about before, just having a flexible space that people can perform on, like within a park. Think like outdoor concerts, that sort of thing, theater performances, which take place in parks.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's everyone. Oh, one more person. Okay, so it seems like accessible paved walking trail seems to be the most popular by a bit. In second, we have adequate seating. Third, adequate lighting. Fourth, picnic spaces. 5, presence of water features. 6, integrated performance space. 7, improved playgrounds. And 8, accessible parking. All right, so we have a few more minutes for a conversation if anybody wants to hop on and say maybe why they ranked something first or they ranked something last, if they found that something was way more important than another aspect and would like to speak to that. Do we think all of these aspects are important, or are some way more important than others? Brayden?
Yeah, I think I struggle with this because I think accessibility is a thing that often gets overlooked in park planning. I do want to actually also highlight Dalaba's comment in the chat. I also really think it's important to consider like naturally preserved wild space. And that I think is something I think should be prioritized when doing park planning.
Definitely. I think there was somebody else who had their hand raised. Yeah, Emmanuel?
Thank you. One thing I've realized about the space is that it's kind of isolatedly, although the place had been designated as a park. But I was thinking like my first option is accessible paved walking trails where it can connect the various facilities. Like it should not be seen as an isolated space. It's supposed to be seen as a park where various facilities are coming together. Although they may be performing different functions, but they should be seen as one park, as one system, not isolated system. So these places must be connected with official official walking in a form of pavement or trails. Like it should be something that is connecting these facilities for us to see the whole park as one, not as different facilities within a space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good point. A lot of connects to our other questions about connectivity. Are there any other opinions that we want to go over before moving on? Oh, Kate, did I miss Sarah's? Yeah, lighting is super important, especially in evening and winters. Parks with lacks of lighting can be intimidating for all people, but especially minority groups. Very true. Yeah, Kate agrees with Sarah. Lighting's an artistic opportunity. Yeah, can make the space unique. Okay, awesome. All right, so we'll be moving on to our next question. So it's a good add-on to the conversation we were having before. What form should an artistic space take in Leeswood Dunbrack? This could be similar to cultural spaces we were ranking before, but again, this is a word cloud. So any type of artistic or cultural space you would like to add in 1 or 2 words, you can see what's the most popular. Multi-use, flexible, market, yeah, a lot of that. Black box theater, maybe whoever wrote that can speak to that after. Multi-use, yeah. Definitely coming back to that theme. Yeah, small installations. Free, again, yeah. Affordable to rent / subsidize. Static display from local or amateur talent. Open for all, again on that free or accessible theme. Nonprofit, yeah, integrating different actors. Yeah, same sort of stuff. Small installations, free, multi-use, multi-purpose. Same, yeah, outdoor. Maybe a lot of these are similar. I'm going to try to pick out ones that might need a bit more explanation. Does somebody want to explain, whoever put black box theater, does someone want to explain what that is? Yeah, Braden.
Yeah, so just a small theater space that is about 70 to 300 seats. Can be pretty small in terms of its footprint, and tends to serve smaller organizations rather than kind of larger, and can be often rented out for non-artistic purposes as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of the same stuff on pop-ups, free, flexible.
Oh, sorry, can I say one other thing?
Mhm.
It was one of the more urgent venue needs that was identified in a HRM-sponsored study.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Somebody said nonprofit. Would you like to speak on that? Whoever wrote that? Like, does that include nonprofit organizations, or is that just everything should be free within an artistic space?
Hi,
Oh,
that was
Brandon or
me.
Donovan. Yeah.
My mic doesn't work. I said nonprofit. I just figured that would keep it small and make sure that it's actually meant to serve the community only and serve the people of the community. As in, it's just a not-for-profit space. It doesn't have to be like a nonprofit charity or something. But yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it sounds great. Matt said in the chat, having paved areas that allow temporary art to exist on them. Yeah, a lot of this flexible. Yeah, Emmanuel.
Yeah, so for me, I'm looking at the physical design of the space. So I am thinking like having a space where we can have both the current artistic designs and also the old, so that we can have these aspects, the current, how the current generation see artistic designs in terms of sculpture and stuff, and also how old people or those who have been in the same for a very long time, maybe 60 or 70 years older, their view of artistic design. So it should be a blend of these two. We should not concentrate on this current one, but a blend of these two, so that everybody can have a feel of the space. Not that it will be it will be centered on the current generation, but it can also be centered on the old generation. They can also have a feel of the space. So that's what I'm looking at, the physical design of the space.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. We haven't gone over a lot of generational divides yet in our comments, so it's a great addition. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna come back at 8:11. So if you need to get up, stretch your legs, get something to drink, we will meet back and start our individual survey at 8:11. So see you all then.
Welcome back, everyone, from the break. I hope everyone is back. Okay. Hope you enjoyed our website and the live session with Caitlin. Thanks, Caitlin, for the wonderful session. Actually, the session was quite interactive with good response from the participants. Now we have the next session as survey questionnaire, which will be more open-ended type. And a gentle reminder, if any, you can see in the chat box, our team has already posted the link for the survey questionnaire. But if anyone is unable to get access to the question, you can go back to the website link and get the scan code. Code scan. If you have any questions about the survey or having trouble in logging into the survey, you can raise your hand in the chat. Our team will be monitoring and will get back to you. For the next 30 minutes, you will be on your own doing the survey. Hope you enjoyed this session too. We'll send the time card reminder for the last 10 minutes and 2 minutes in the chat. Hope you enjoyed this session too, and we'll be back for the closing session. Hope to see you soon. Thank you. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed this session. Okay. Are we good with the survey? You can raise your hand. Good. Thank you all for your time and valuable input today. And yes, it was a wonderful session. Your feedback from the survey will be taken care of. The result from the survey questionnaire will be analyzed by our team members and get back to you with some of the design ideas that came up from the session. Also, if you have any further suggestions or feedback, you can email us at the email or put your comments in the chat box. You can also visit our website for more information. The session is recorded and we will be uploading this session soon on our website for those who could not make it up today. And in a few days, you'll be able to access our What We Heard report based on the engagement and your response today. Feel free to contact our team members if you have any queries and suggestions. Your feedback and suggestions will help us to give a new life to Let's Root and Downback, focusing on more people-centric community. Well, it was a wonderful session. We appreciate your participation and look forward to continuing this conversation in coming days. We also love to get emails and comments regarding how you would like to see the Let's Root and Downback area. Lastly, thank you all for your presence and effort for making this online engagement session a success. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther.